Financial services firm Transaction Capital lists on the JSE mainboard today. The group hopes to raise 500 million rand by listing 50 million shares. The proceeds are expected to grow the company's unsecured and secured lending businesses. Now joining us from the JSE for more details is the CEO, Mark Lamberti. Thank you so much for joining us, Mark. Well, first of all, I'd like to congratulate you for getting this far. Could you kindly talk us through who Transaction Capital is?
Thank you, Mashuda. Today, Transaction Capital is four major businesses. We're involved in the financing of taxis in the country. We're a leading financier of taxis. We have a very large ATM network of 4,100 ATMs. We're also a major collector of debt on behalf of 49 major lenders in this in the country. And we are an unsecured lender. Those four businesses together today, or for the year to September last year, generated revenues of about 3.6 billion. About half of that revenue was non-interest income, and about 1 billion of that revenue came from our services businesses, therefore unrelated to lending. So a non-banking, a non-deposit taking financial services group with a wide spread of businesses in very interesting areas. Let's
talk a bit on that unsecured lending. Unsecured lending is a bit of a hot topic here in South Africa at the moment, with some saying that we are headed for a bubble. What are your thoughts on that at this stage?
Yes, unsecured lending today is about 40% of our business, and we agree with the view that if it continues to grow at this rate, there will be some kind of stress in the system. We don't believe that it's possible for it to continue to grow at this rate, and we're in a very fortunate position of being a tiny player in this market. Our book today is only 4 billion rand in a 113 billion rand market, and therefore we're able to grow at the rate that we think is prudent. We're able to grant credit in the way and to the people who we think constitute the least risk for us, and we have not any great ambitions to grow this business extremely quickly over the next 5 or 6 years. So we think that notwithstanding some of the concerns around unsecured lending, our own positioning in this market is ideal today, and we'll be prudent about how we grow the business.
Let's talk a bit on that taxi industry. You do deal with the taxi industry, really providing them with lending services and insurance products. What type of rates are you giving to the taxi industry, and what makes you more compelling than them going to a bank?
Well, just to give you a little background, today there are about 220,000 vehicles in the national fleet. About 65,000 of those are financed, and we finance about 22,000 of those. The rate that we give to various taxi operators varies depending on the vehicle, depending on the creditworthiness of the individual. But we also believe that we extend credit to first-time borrowers who perhaps would not be able to obtain credit from the conventional sources. We therefore think that we are providing access for the creation of small and medium-sized businesses to people who are just entering business for the first time. On a month-to-month basis, we believe that we have a market share of something like 50%, and we hope to see this business continue to grow as the national fleet is replaced over time.
And at what's the maximum loan size at this stage, and the duration that you are giving loans to the first-time taxi buyers you're looking at? Was it a short, long, or is it a mix at this stage?
Well, the average new taxi costs somewhere between 310,000 and 330,000 rand. Obviously, depending again on their creditworthiness, we expect individual operators to pay certain levels of deposit. So we're probably financing something like 60% of that amount, and that's normally over 5 years.
And I could ask, why should anyone be investing in your business at this stage? You are involved in the taxi industry, financing taxis, and as well dealing with unsecured lending.
Well, I think that this is a very interesting way to access some businesses that one cannot invest directly in today. We have had these businesses under our stewardship for somewhere between 7 and 10 years. We've developed in our group deep expertise in credit risk management. We understand the markets that we play in. We are totally focused on these markets, and we believe that all of that comes together to provide a compelling opportunity for investors to get into businesses that have got good growth potential in the middle to lower income segments, dealing with SMMEs in a developing economy like South Africa, but with the risk mitigated by our stewardship.